Hello and welcome back to Coach Quant. Today we are going to be looking at a problem on weighing things, comparing things of different weights. This is a really common question that comes up a lot in quant interviews, so I really recommend you learn how to solve this problem. There are 8 beans, with one being marginally heavier than the rest. What is the least number of weighings needed with a balanced scale to identify the heavier bean? So we have 8 beans, so we'll just draw it like this. And so one of these beans is heavier than the rest. I want to run one of these beans just randomly. We don't know which one, but the rest of the beans are all equal in weight. Okay, so the rest of them are all equal. We want to identify which bean is the heaviest in the least amount of weighings. So one of the things about weighing with balances is you can kind of just put on the balance um, as many beans as you want to. So you can compare instead of just going one by one, which would take a while, you can compare groups of beans to each other. Since we know only one of them weighs more than the rest, we can kind of just compare a group of them and see if one group weighs more than another group. We know the bean which is heavier is inside of the group that is heavier in the balance. And so we can cut down on the number of beans. For example, if we weighed 4 on this side and 4 on this side, right, with one of them being the heavier bean, we know this side will go down further. And so we'll actually be able to cut down. We'll actually be able to tell you, well, the heavier bean is in this half. Um, so if we do that um, process again, we'll know which 2 beans the heavier bean is in, and do it again, we know which bean it is, which is a much faster process than kind of just going one by one. So um, there's actually a way to do this even faster. And the way that works, I'll describe to you now. Um, let's say we break up these beans into uh, 3 groups. It's just randomly chosen. Group A, um, we'll just call this A, has 3 random beans. Group B, another 3 randomly chosen beans. And group C, 2 beans. Okay, so this is the 8 total beans divided into A, B, and C. If we weigh A and B, right, if we weigh A and B and they're equal, then we know group C has a heavier bean. Okay, so let's just say if A equals B, then C has the bean, the heavier bean. So if C has a heavier bean, there are just 2. We can compare the 2 to each other and figure out which one is the heaviest. So in this case, it takes us 2 tries, right? So we use the balance 2 times in this case. If A is not equal to B, then C does not have the bean. And so whichever one, A or B, is heavier, right? Let's just say without loss of generality, A is heavier. A is heavier than B. Then the bean is in A. And since A has 3 beans, choose 2. We can just choose 2 from A. If these 2 from A, if they're equal, then the remaining third bean from A is the one that's heavier. If not equal, then whichever one weighs more is the heavier one. And so in this case as well, this entire case, we also have 2 times. We also use the balance 2 times. And so no matter what happens, we only need to use the balance 2 times to get to our answer. This is sort of another tricky problem. We have many more like these on our website, coachquant.com, with their full solutions and hints. All are offered completely free. I really recommend you check it out. That's coachquant.com.